Hi, my name is Amy Ora, and today I'm going to do a little short presentation on orthopedic impairments, which is one of the categories under the 13 disabilities of the IDEA system. So let's get started here. I made a little PowerPoint. Orthopedic impairments. Let's first go over what the definition is as suggested by IDEA. The definition: orthopedic impairment is defined as severe orthopedic impairment that adversely affects a child's educational performance. So the term includes impairments caused by congenital anomaly, impairments caused by disease, and impairments from other causes. And we're going to go through all of that today as well. So obviously these orthopedic impairments are things that do adversely affect the child's education while they're at school, and so they are going to need some certain assistance there. So we'll talk about all of that today. Here I just have, as an introduction, 3 examples of children that I found with orthopedic impairments. Okay, so as you can tell, these 3 different examples of students have various orthopedic impairments. This girl in the middle obviously is missing one of her arms, so that would obviously be difficult for her at school, maybe taking notes or taking tests, things like that. And children in wheelchairs or that need walkers probably would have a hard time sitting down in the desks at school. And so we're going to talk about all these different things today. That's just to give you an example of some students that have these disabilities. So there are 3 areas of orthopedic impairments that are defined. The first is neuromotor impairments, the second is degenerative diseases, and the third is musculoskeletal disorders. So we're going to talk about each of those. So neuromotor. The 2 most common types of neuromotor impairments are cerebral palsy and spina bifida. So this picture of this woman here has spina bifida, and obviously it's difficult for her to get around, so that would be hard for her, like at school if there's stairs, or also just like sitting in classroom desks. It might be difficult for her and uncomfortable. Degenerative diseases. The most common degenerative disease found in the school population is actually muscular dystrophy. And so here is an example of 2 girls that have muscular dystrophy. Obviously they can't walk, so they're in their wheelchairs. And so during class you would need to make special accommodations for them to be able to feel like they're included. And then the third one was musculoskeletal disorders, and 2 examples of this include juvenile rheumatoid arthritis and limb deficiency. So the first picture that I showed with the little girl with her arm, missing an arm, that would be a limb deficiency. And then here's a picture of juvenile arthritis. And so obviously that would make it hard for a student to even take notes or a test. Maybe they would have a hard time holding a pencil and things like that. So I would like you to imagine for a moment that you're at school and you understand perfectly everything that's going on around you and everything that's being taught, but the only problem is that you can't take notes or participate like all the other students in the class because of this orthopedic impairment. And if you just imagine that for a moment, I'm sure it would be very frustrating to go to school when all the other kids can do certain things that you can't just because of your physical disability. And so as a teacher, we need to be sure to keep these impairments in mind while we are teaching and help the students feel included as well. So what is the impact on learning? The specific impact on learning of an individual is contingent upon the disease, its severity, and individual factors. So 2 people could have the same diagnosis, but they may need quite different assistance in school because of their different capabilities. And so just keep that in mind. Not every student with the same disability will need the same assistance. And many students with orthopedic impairments have no cognitive learning, perceptual language, or sensory issues. But individuals with neuromotor impairments have a higher incidence of additional things that are not working, especially when there's been like brain involvement. And so for most students with orthopedic impairments, the impact on learning is focused on accommodations necessary for the students to have access to the academic instruction and participate in the general education classroom. So here's some different teaching strategies to keep in mind. So in order for the student to access the general curriculum, the student may require these accommodations. And these can be different for any student, but here's the 4 the idea outlines. The special seating arrangements to develop useful posture and movements. So they may need a different chair or a desk, so that they can be more comfortable while they're learning. The second one is instruction focused on development of gross and fine motor skills. So they may need help from a physical therapist outside of the general education classroom, and that can be available. Securing suitable augmentative communication and assistive devices. And in a minute here I'll show you some assistive devices that are available for students. And then awareness of medical condition and its effect on the student. So as teachers, we need to be aware of how their condition affects them in the classroom. Some students may get tired quickly, and so we just need to keep that in mind. Maybe they need a stretch break, or they need to go out and walk around and then come back to their class. So just communication is important, and being aware of their situation. So because of the multifaceted nature of orthopedic impairments, other specialists may be involved. Earlier I said you don't need to have a physical therapist come help the student. So some of these specialists can include physical therapists, also occupational therapists, speech and language pathologists, as well as adaptive physical education teachers. So all of these things should be offered and available to the students with orthopedic impairments. So here's the assistive technology that I said we would speak about. 3 different things. They have speech recognition software, screen reading software, and academic software packages that the school provides. And here is a short video clip about the speech recognition software. It's speech to text. So let's go ahead and go to the video. Here we go.
You may choose one of your writing projects. All right, you can write about what you want, but it needs to be an interesting and entertaining beginning.
Speech to text is very exciting for the students because when things are so laborsome to write down, to use their voice and watch it come on the screen is very exciting for them.
When I was 5, period.
And it doesn't take them long to learn that technique on using it, and they can get so much more accomplished using speech to text as opposed to writing. And even if I were to scribe for them, it's even faster using speech to text.
A lot of the kids find writing to be a painful process if you're not very good at spelling, but if they can just talk, then the story comes out and they can share their ideas without being limited to having either typing skills or spelling skills.
In grade 3, my writing would only be like a couple sentences, and that would be like an hour of writing.
Okay. So as you can see, the speech recognition software that they have is very useful, not only for students with orthopedic impairments, but without. But especially for those students that have a difficulty writing, or they have the arthritis, or they can't grip a pencil, that would be very useful for them in doing different school projects and accomplishing their homework. So as teachers, we just need to be aware of those impairments and be willing to help them. And then here I just have the last part would be the sources that I used. So thank you so much.